Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hi, my name is Janelle Montgomery, and I am here to talk about the steps to stop the financial bleeding. And today, we're going to talk about a strategy that you want to implement in order to really start getting not just on the defense of stopping the financial bleeding, but getting on the offense of stopping the financial bleeding and starting the direction for financial health and financial abundance. And so I am just really excited today because I know that it's been a journey. We've talked about just the different steps, like step number one, find the source, find the symptoms. Step number two, create the financial plan. Step number three, right? We talked about step number three, and my brain just went blank. But yes, that is to cut off the expenses, know where you're putting your money. Step number four was to automate your savings, right? So after you cut your expenses, figure out how to automate savings for a rainy day and a sunny day. I talked with my students, and that was something that I asked. Hey, how many of you in here have a savings, an amount saved up for a rainy day? And everybody raised their hand. But when I asked them, hey, how many of you all have money saved up for a sunny day? And everybody was like, oh, I didn't think about that. So that was something that was really great. Had a really good time speaking about that. And today I want to talk about how to get on the not just stopping the financial bleeding to where you're like, okay, we're stopping it, where you're on the other side to where you are healthy, you are financially healthy, you are financially getting better as far as abundance. And that is getting on the offense, that is getting more income, right? We talked about all the ways to cut back, all the ways to automate savings, all the ways to have a financial plan. But here, this is where you can actually plan on how to get on the offensive side, which is definitely really, really important and is the ultimate. It is the ultimate financial strategy, right? So, adding another stream of income, a lot of people think, okay, if I, so I, the people on here, you may be in one or two or three or four categories, right? There's so many different facets to you all, but some of you may be an employee. You have a W 2 job that pays really well, and that's great, right? It may not pay enough, but no matter where you are, that is a way of obtaining income. I'm not here to bash what is it called, W2 or employees or anything like that. Do your thing, right? um I know someone who makes really good money, has a real flexible schedule. She can work wherever she wants to, and she is doing amazing things. So that you may be in that category, you may be in a category to where you are solely an entrepreneur and you may be doing well for yourself, right? So you may be in that category. And then we have some of the hybrids, right? To where you are an employee, but then you also have either a side hustle or a side business, right? You may be a part time CEO, and that's okay. And so, what my point is that it's important to have streams and not drips. You don't want to be in a season to where you're in feast or famine, right? One month you're doing great. You're like, yes, I'm doing well, but then the next month you're famine, right? You're trying to figure out how am I going to make it through the rest of the month. And so we want to get to a place to where we go from drip, drip, drip. You know, when there's a faucet, it just drips really slow versus a stream where the stream is steady. It's steady and it's just going and going and going. That's where you want to get to. And so, what I would say is that you want to add another stream without it being too stressful and daunting. You know, a lot of people say, okay, go ahead and get a second job. There was a time when I was going to get a second job. I had a very nice paying job, I had a very professional job, and I was looking at getting a job at No knock, but it was something that wasn't professional. I mean, it was kind of, I don't know, it may be in retail. And I remember my husband being like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm getting ready to get another job. I need some more money." But when you calculate how many hours you work versus how much you got paid, it was definitely not worth it. So if you look at the second job, and I'm not telling you to knock the jobs, what I'm saying is you don't want it so stressful to where it is wearing you out. You don't want to do that to yourself. And so that's why if you start a side hustle, you want to make sure that you have control over your time. That's why I meet people who are have very flexible schedules. So if you are looking at a second source of income, if you want to do ride sharing, if you want to do different things, mystery shopping, those are some of the things that you can do that will allow you to earn income at your own flexibility. So that's going to be really, really important for you to do. You don't want to get into a place to where you're like, okay, let me get two jobs, a double job, to where you're working hard on one job, you're already spent, and then you get another job to where it spins you again. Because the thing is the most precious thing that they can take from you is your time. And we know, here's a difference. I'm gonna give y'all a key. There's a multimillionaire client that I have. Just he grossed, yeah, a lot throughout his life, but this past year he's grossed well into eight figures. And one of the things that he says is that um what people do is, they trade time for money, but what the wealthy do is that they buy back their time. They make enough money to buy back their time. And so you want to make sure that you have your time back, the flexibility. And again, you just don't want the stress that comes with that. So that's why we say side hustles are important. And you want to get to a place to where you get from, and I'm talking about your second stream of income, to where you're going from having a job, right, to owning. And owning a job means that you are working your everything within your company. So if you have a side hustle and you're doing with everything your company, and I understand everybody's gone there through that portion. If you are entrepreneur, to where you were the marketing person, you were the salesperson, you were the person that was actually doing the work, you were all of that, to a place to where you own a system. And so Jim Rohn says it like this, is that wages will make you a living, but profits will make you a fortune. I'm going to say that again. Wages make you a living. This is from Jim Rohn, so let me just go ahead and quote him. Wages make you a living, but profits will make you a fortune. And so profits, it's where it's at. If you can implement a system to where other people can actually work it, to where it can release some time from your hands, that's the place to be. So let me talk about the three types of streams. I'm going to go with the three basic streams. You have your active income streams, to where you are running like a side business, a side hustle, to where you get a 1099. That's an active income stream. Where if you work, get a W-2, that's an active income stream. And then you have a passive income stream. So this is whenever you are, if you're passively having income that's coming in, to where you don't have to necessarily, how can I say, not work for it, right? So if you have rental income through rental properties, that's passive income streams that's coming to you. Someone who does like stock trading, I saw that that's passive income streams. Cryptocurrency trading, those are some examples of passive income streams. And it's better on your taxes. And understand that once you go from active income to passive and portfolio income, it gets better for you tax wise. So just know that. That's, I'll digress, but I won't go there. Just know that the tax laws were made for people who have passive income streams and portfolio streams. And the third one is portfolio streams. This is where you actually are holding the assets, and you're basically doing a buy and hold until you sell it for later. And so if you're buying it, that's like called portfolio streams. You may be holding on to mutual funds until a way later date. It's different from actively I don't want to call it actively, but you're doing day trading to get passive um income. Day trading, just trading stocks. And so one of the things that I want to do is understand that each stream is like a baby, and you want to nurture that baby until it can walk on its own. Because in the beginning, if you're looking at adding income streams, you want to treat it like a baby. Whenever you're starting, you want to take care of it, but you want to nurture it to a point to where it can actually go on its own. And it's like a well-oiled machine to where it can actually go on its own. So that's what I have there. You want to go from drip to stream. So you may be asking, what can I do, right? Things that I will do. I have a book to recommend, and then I have a call to action. And so the book that I would recommend is from Myron Golden. It's called From the Trash Man to the Cash Man. Again, it's From the Trash Man to the Cash Man. That's a book to get because it shows the story about how this one person has generated millions of dollars, but he started off by being a trash man, and how he was able to implement the strategies that got him from just working a job to making profits, and lots of profits. So let's talk about that, right? So that is an amazing thing. And also, what I would do for those that are saying, okay, how can I look at getting more income streams? Okay, where do I start? What do I do? I would just ask that you would just really just sit down and really pray and ask the Lord to show you ways to get show you ways on how to obtain income streams. You know, he may show you different ways on how, but I would just sit and ask the Lord. And another thing that I would do in addition to that is to write down the things that you have a passion for and those that you have a skill for, because people will pay for skill, and then you want to have the enjoyment and fulfillment. So that's going to be important for you as well too. So you want to write down what you are great at, what you love doing, and see if there's something that you can actually provide or add value in the marketplace as far as one of those three streams: active, passive, portfolio. The thing is that if you seek, right, you will find. That's in the Bible. So I would just ask that you ask the Lord, okay, where can I add streams of income? Because he will show you. And it's okay. Here's something to encourage you if you're getting discouraged, is that you have to be bad at something long enough in order to get good. So, meaning if you know that this is an area that you want to grow in, don't just try something one time. Maybe you tried ride sharing, or you tried trading stock, and you lost some money. And you're like, okay, it's not for me. Well, try to see, is that something that you want to continue to build the skill in? And I understand it's okay to find your way and figure out what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you, but it would help for you to build mastery upon mastery instead of trying something, failing, and saying it doesn't work. You have to work at it long enough in order for it to work, right? And work at it properly. And I'll guarantee you that for anybody out there um who's started a business, a second stream, that it may have not been as smooth for some people. Some people it has been, but it may have not been smooth. So I just wanted to encourage you that to read From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, and really just pray and say, okay, Lord, what would you have for me to do? This is my situation. Um, how would you how would you want me to approach uh obtaining other streams of income? And you'll see that you'll go from going drip 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 to a stream, especially for those aren't who aren't where they desire to be as far as income wise. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Put something, say hello or something like that. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for step number 6 on how to stop the financial bleeding. God bless.